Hi everyone, I'm Marquita and welcome to Healthy Living. I just wanted to welcome you back to our next segment we have here going on. First of all, I want to talk to you about some of my products. The producer is T Jams. He's the producer. We're here at Hot Track Studio. You can reach T Jams at jamstheproducer.com. The songs that you will be hearing shortly in the background are produced by him. And if anybody needs production or wants songs, please go to that website. Also, you can reach me at marquita.com, where I have all my products. I have the products here that are Arbonne that I will be going into detail with you in a few minutes. Also, I have People's Egg Toast. So if you guys want to request some People's Egg Toast, just send me a message or call me. Also, with the Zombo, you can do the same thing as well. 310-549-3. That's 310-549-311. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna explain to you also. You need to have web design. Then you can also go to Next Level Production, does web designing, and he can manage your website as well. Now, other things I wanted to let you know, let's talk about some of the Arbonne products. These are ways to make extra money. You can become a consultant and pay $35 extra initially, and then you get 35% off. And you can be a consultant, you can make extra money. You can also be a preferred client and pay extra $20 and get 20% off on our nice product. So there's ways to make money. We have a 30-day plan that we have where you have 2 protein shakes. It comes in vanilla and chocolate. We also have the easy packs that you can mix, and you can put them in our cup. We have a shaker cup for that, so it could be on the go. You can mix your shakes. We also have, in that program, we have what we call the Fizz Sticks. Fizz Sticks, they give you energy. It's natural B vitamins and other elements. All you need to do is just take just a bottle of water, and instead of drinking a bunch of caffeine or eating a bunch of chocolate that shoots your blood sugar up real quick and get your heart revving really fast, you just put in the Fizz Stick, and then you can drink it throughout the day. It's just that easy. It's fantastic. So this will hold you throughout the day. It won't give you peaks and then drop you later on. Also, you get 2 packs of those. It comes in citrus and it comes in pomegranate. I personally like pomegranate. You also would get the Digestive Plus, and then you'll get the 7-day cleanse as well. You'll get 2 packs of the Detox Tea to help detox the kidney as well as the liver. Now, another thing that I wanted to let you know is you get the fiber, and fiber is good for everyone to have, including children. You should take it at least twice a day. Your bowels should be going at least 1 to 3 times a day. So if you're not going, then, go ahead and add the fiber into your protein shakes. It makes it great. You can also add fruit or berries into that. For the kids, we have things that we call Fit Chews. They come in caramel. They come in chocolate. These are great for children because they look like caramel candy, but they're not. So you don't want to just leave them out and let them chew them. You want to give it to them. The everybody's stool, it should not look like little balls or hard rocks. It should be formed like a little snake. Everyone's stool should look like that. So please check your children, because a lot of times when I go to these homes, the children are constipated and the parents don't even know about it. So parents, you have to ask the question. Now, another thing we have with the 30-day plan, you also get a 30-day guide. So you have support, you have instructions that you can do as you go along. Now, there's other types of fiber that's not in the program. We have Control. It's another fiber, as well as we have the Thermal Boost, which has magnesium in it that revs up your metabolism. So that helps your bowels to also move a little faster as well as burn up calories. We have also greens. Greens is that you can take, instead of eating a bunch of greens. Nobody never really can eat enough greens. So if you want to add some to it, you're welcome to do that with our green selection. We'll have supplements for the kids. We have vitamins, and then we have the women's vitamins as well. Another source of protein is we have the protein bars. That's 12 grams, where the protein shakes is 22 grams, which is your recommended proteins that you need for the day, every day. So these are healthier ways for your children to get snacks, protein, and to give them more fruits and veggies. As far as you can freeze them and put them in the freezer and they'll stay. You can put these in your protein shakes. You can give it to the children. It's really good. If you're going to use milk, I recommend that you use rice milk, use coconut milk, and use almond milk. Soy is no longer a choice because it mimics the estrogen hormone. So you want to give your children that. Rice milk. In some areas, if you can't get to the right milk, then you want to get the low fat or the lactose-free milk. Now, there's a lot of companies now that you can order online, so you don't have to have these markets in your neighborhood. You can go online at Amazon Groceries and you can order milk, everything that you need for yourself, and they deliver it to your home. So it used to be a problem when we didn't have neighborhoods and grocery stores in all the neighborhoods, because parents would have to drive long distances. A lot of them don't have cars and they can't afford to do that. So now it's a little easier on Amazon. You can order it online and you can get your groceries delivered to your home, and you can also get the correct milk. I love rice milk. It's the best milk. I love it. The other thing that your children, you can give them fruits, strawberries, bananas, grapes, apples. These are the type of snacks that children should be eating. Fruits and vegetables. You can get the carrots. They can eat those. Those are all healthy for your children. Water weight problems, cantaloupes, your watermelon, and your cucumber. Now, we also have other lines. We have specialty lines for when you're getting older and you wrinkles. We have the RE9 that help rebuild your skin and decrease the wrinkles, give you that more youthful look. We have the FC5, which is, next week, I think between FC5 and RE9, I think I might do a facial demonstration with the product so you can see how that's done. I think that's good. You'll see how well the products work. And again, none of the products have any animal products in there, any soy, any hormones. They're all natural, pure, botanical fruits. And some things we get from the ocean that's in our products. Okay, so it's none of that other stuff that's in there. We have a makeup line where we have lipstick, we have gloss, we have foundation, we have powder, everything you can imagine, eyeliner, mascara, everything you can imagine for your day-to-day care, we have that in our line. We also have the men's line as well, where they have the pre-wash that prepares their skin so the hair doesn't turn into their skin. Then you have the shaving gel, and you have the after balm. It's wonderful. It helps to keep the men's skin from getting too red and irritated. It's great. And then we also have a lotion, and there's men cologne as well. So there's a few things for the men. If you have sensitive, we do have a sensitive line. So we have a shea butter line with the lotion and the gel as well. Now, we also have our cups that you can use when you're doing your 30-day plan. Between the protein shaker, you can also have this one here is 32 ounces, so it helps you to keep track of your fluid intake, which, we gotta drink more water. You have to make sure you drink plenty of fluids during the day. Now, there's a such thing as overhydration, so don't go overboard. You don't want to drink too much because that's dangerous as well. Okay, but hydrated. Now, there's been some things that's new for the market. It's called apple cider vinegar. If you have a problem with your appetite and you try to eat in between meals, you might want to take the apple cider vinegar. You take it 30 to 45 minutes before you eat. It helps to curb your appetite down a little bit. It also helps to decrease some of the fat absorption so you don't store it as much. I tried it. I kind of like it. Then I found that there's also a capsule version. So you can get them in capsules or you can get the liquid. So any of those things will help you. The most important thing I want to talk to you guys about is plate servings. Now, with plate serving, you want to make sure that a fourth of the plate is lean meat. Chicken, turkey, fish, grass-fed beef. Beef, they don't like to eat too much, maybe once a week. But that needs to be a fourth of the plate. Half of the plate should be vegetables. Half of the plate should be vegetables. So yes, that's what I'm saying, vegetables. Now, the other 1/6 is the complex carbohydrate. That's like brown rice. You can do the avocados. It's the complex. You want to go to the brown. Stay away from white rice, spaghetti, noodles, all of that. Potatoes, that's starch. And it takes like 3 days to get that out of your system. A great potato is like yams and sweet potatoes. You can have those. Those are more healthier for you, more healthier choices for you. Also, the healthy fats. Avocados, legumes are also complex carbohydrates. But you can make almond butter, you can make avocados, you can use that, make your own natural guacamole. Those kind of things are healthy, but that's only 1/12 of your plate. 1/12. The complex carbs are only 1/6 of your plate. Now, another thing I want you guys to be mindful of is bowls. You have a lot of restaurants that say, you think, oh, I got everything in this bowl, I'm good to go. But you have to remember, most bowls do not have brown rice. They have white rice. A lot of times it's more than what you need. I'm going to show you a demonstration. Now, this is just a small bowl. It's not any of those large bowls. And when you pour it on your plate, as you can see, you're more than what I call the first level. First level is, you're right there at the level of the plate, not 2 or 3 times higher. So now you're seeing that you're eating way more than you should be eating. Your body doesn't need all of that. Your body only needs what it needs. Now you can eat vegetables and lettuce, those are like 0 calories. But you have to make sure you don't dump a whole lot of oily vinegar dressings on there to defeat your whole purpose of eating the salad. So you have to be careful of how you eat your salads as well. You don't want to throw in a bunch of croutons, overload it with it. But as far as your plate sizing, I want you guys to be very careful when it comes to the bowl because it can fool you. So what you want to try to do is stay away from the bowls. Another thing what you want to do is our kids. What our kids want, they're all big. But this is a good time to sit with your children because you don't want them to eat too fast. Eat too fast, they wind up eating too more really need. Because it takes time for the brain to tell what's going on with your kid. Teach about but I'm going to kill you if you tell your family. I'm going to make sure you teach them. If anyone tells them things like that, they need to come to you and let you know right away. But you have to be talking to them so they're that. Now, the other thing you can do is you can drink a glass of water before you eat. Drinking a glass of water helps to fill your tummy a little bit, and it will slow you down because you have that water there first, then eat. So you want to drink the water first, and you want to sit with your children, and even if it's you, slow down. Don't eat too fast. If you're just shoveling away, you're going to eat way too much. Now, parents, you guys are responsible for the food that you bring into the house. So if your kids are overweight, it's food that you bring into your children. Supersize, it's too much for them. It's way too much. Way too much starch takes 3 days to digest. These children are too young to be developing. Make sure you bring in the right. Sure, you're doing and eating the right thing because your children are watching you. And it's up to you to manage that for your children. Now, what I want to talk about is something that's very important lately. What's been going on is the hepatitis outbreak. You know, this is a new terrible event that's going on throughout the world. And what's happening is a lot of cities, they're building all these high rise and making all this beautiful, but they're forgetting about the homeless. So this epidemic that we have now with hepatitis A is because of hepatitis A. It's in their feast places, and it'll get onto the food. And a lot of times, in most of the epidemic, it's from person to person, but mainly from food and eating contaminated food and water. This particular type of epidemic is because of being just not cleaning their hands, not washing their hands after they use the bathroom, after they change, if you change baby adult diapers and you don't wash your hands. So you're going to be transporting that hepatitis A virus. The other thing, for Dr. Ferreira, she's our public health director, she's our doctor, as also Stephanie O'Neill, she's with Kaiser Health Information. The epidemic in San Diego is the largest epidemic. They have a total of 450 homeless individuals. Had 17 deaths. Now, because they're more susceptible, they don't get the care that they need. They're homeless. They sinks and toilets and bathrooms that they can go and use. Most of the time they're on the street. Encampments. This is where it's really prevalent, especially in it's the largest 2003. That outbreak was because of onions. At 651 cases of hepatitis A. But that's because those onions, someone who was working with it and didn't wash their hands. Usually when we get our large outbreaks, it's from those type of contamination. This type of contamination, that was in 2003. Now this type of outbreak is sad because, you know, it could have been prevented. Hepatitis is very contagious, as you can see what's happening with the homeless. It's a place and they're going to spread wherever they go because it's not cleanliness. Sometimes it takes 2 to 7 weeks before you even find out that you have hepatitis. Sometimes some people don't even develop the symptoms, so they don't even know they have hepatitis A. It can come and go, and you don't even know. Most of the time, it's serious and it doesn't cause damage, and it usually doesn't cause death. But if you already have disease, you have hepatitis B and C, or you have other sickness, you're more vulnerable. You have a liver infection, and then you die, which is what's happening with the homeless. That's has a total of 12 cases. LA County does. Now, in hepatitis as well, but it's mainly because of passing needles around, dirty needles around. They're also having men who've been having sex with in Michigan. So they had 14 deaths in Michigan. Now, it's not only in these particular cities, it's worldwide. So this needs to be dealt with in every city, every state. So now that we have this outbreak, this is how it spreads. Someone has to have a hepatitis A. You have to, you're cooking or you're using the bathroom, you're washing your hands. No, with the homeless, we don't have that. There's no bathrooms, there's no sinks there, so they are not most of the time washing their hands. So it spreads from person to person. You can have sex with them. If they have it, then you can get it. You can have things that gets contaminated with the drinking, you can get it that way too as well. Partner that has hepatitis A already, so if you're having sexual intercourse with them, or you living around them, drinking after them, or using their toothbrushes, that's why you shouldn't get hepatitis A just by using somebody else's toothbrush. So you don't want to do that. Now, the people who are greatest risk, of course, is the homeless population, which is where there's an outbreak at this point. The other people that are at risk are if you go and fly and visit other countries that have known hepatitis history, like you have Mexico, you have China, some parts of South Asia, you have Africa. So if you go to those countries and you visit it frequently, then you need to make sure that you get your hepatitis A vaccine every 3 months, especially if you're going back to visit and you keep going to the different countries. The only thing that's going to protect you is if you keep getting your hepatitis A vaccine. So remember, it's every 3 months if you are going to be doing frequent visiting back to these particular countries. You have to make sure that you're not, especially the drug addicts, that they're not sharing needles. This is what happens with them. They're at risk. So the most vulnerable are the homeless and the drug abuse, because they're not focused on cleanliness. But the homeless they just don't have access to enough clean bathrooms. So sometimes, like I said, you can develop the symptoms, and then sometimes you don't. Some people go through the symptoms, and the symptoms are kind of like flu symptoms. So you may not even know that you have it. You have fever, you get very tired and fatigued, you have loss of appetite, you may have nausea, you may have vomiting. A lot of people know that one of the common signs is you get yellow eyes and yellow skin. And that's because when the liver is attacked with the virus, the liver is not allowed to detoxify all the things that go through the body. So there's a buildup of the bilirubin. So then that causes the yellowing of the skin and the eyes. That's what most people notice. Also, you get joint pain, you get sore muscles, you can also get itching because of the extra buildup of the toxin. Because liver is one of the organs of the body that helps to get rid of toxins in our body. Liver is being attacked with infections. It can't function normally like it's supposed to. So then the extra toxins are in your bloodstream. So that's what happened, and that's why you can get the itching of the skin. Now, for its treatments, mainly you treat the symptoms. You have all these flu symptoms, you treat the symptoms, you get plenty of rest, you drink plenty of water, make sure you stay hydrated. Sure that you're vomiting, then let your doctor some antiemetics, or you can drink ginger tea. It helps with vomiting. If you're itching, then you need to ask for antihistamine. So it's basically treating the symptoms. A lot of the antiviral medications are not effective with hepatitis A. So that really won't help you at this point. You have to make sure that your doctor is monitoring you. So when you do develop symptoms, go to your doctor. Have your doctor see what's going on with you. Might have been exposed to hepatitis A. Now, what the county is trying to do to prevent further spread is LA County has targeted, this is their target. They want to provide at least 40,000 vaccines of hepatitis A to the homeless. And I know in San Diego, they have already provided 23,000 vaccines to the homeless in their community. So I just wanted you to know this is one of the ways that they're trying to get rid of and get get control of this hepatitis A outbreak. Now, another thing what they're trying to do is when you get the vaccine, usually it's 2 doses. And after the second dose, it becomes 80 to 100% effective. So right now, this is the one thing that we can do to try to get a handle on decreasing the spread of hepatitis A. Now, it goes back to the same old stuff that we used to do a long time ago. You know, where good old hand washing. I know the Alpha team in San Diego, they went to the homeless and they gave them different bags with soap and sanitized soap, waterless soap, so that they can help keep themselves clean. It probably included other toilet items like toothbrushes, so you don't have to use the same toothbrush over and over and pass and use somebody else's toothbrush. Another thing with the homeless is they do smoke off each other's cigarettes, they drink off each other's bottles of wine or whatever drugs may be. So that's another reason why they're affected more often. Now, in order to get, you need to contact your doctor, your local clinic. If you don't know where you can go to get the vaccines, then you can call 211 and they will tell you where the nearest locations are in your area to get the vaccines. Now, another thing that they did in San Diego is they're going to add more restrooms in their downtown area. I don't know why downtown in any city is where the homeless go. I think partly because a lot of the shelters are there and a lot of the services are there. But this is where they go. Even in our downtown, our Skid Row area in LA County. What they're doing is they're using these power sprayers with a bleach solution to clean the sidewalks and the streets. They try to get rid of the hepatitis, because I remember when they started building up downtown, they provided these little grass patches on the sidewalk. They figure the homeless can pee in those, but what's the difference? It's still the same thing. So they see now that doesn't work. So until we develop and create shelters for the homeless, provide them with more bathrooms and portable sinks or whatever for them to keep clean, we're going to have this ongoing problem. And actually, we have caused the mess because everybody wants to forget about the homeless, and we can't forget about the homeless. They've already in San Diego started distributing some of those portable sinks, so then the homeless can wash their hands, which is actually a good idea. One thing about stool, if you get on your hand, waterless soap will not kill those spores. They're too large. And you have to use soap and water with a lot of friction to kill those spores. So even if you use sanitizing soap, you're not really killing the spores. So you have to wash your hands. So I'm very pleased to hear that they're passing out portable sinks in their downtown. That would be great for LA County too. So I'm hoping they kind of adopt some of those different things that San Diego is doing. But I know the bleach solution for cleaning the sidewalks and streets, LA County developed that, and San Diego is following after that. So they're also they're sanitizing their sidewalks and streets with their bleach solutions as well. Now, a common way too as well that people are contacting the hepatitis A is, these drug users. Drug users, their mind only wants to get the drug. They're not thinking about being clean or staying clean. They don't care about sharing needles. All they care about is the drug. So that's why we have that problem. And a lot of the homeless population are drug addicts. The other way is there's men who are having sex with men. So if they have hepatitis, of course, they're going to spread it because that's stool as well. And if they're there and they're downtown and they're not cleaning their hands, you're going to pass the infected stool through to somebody else who comes in contact to it, through the food you touch and you share. So the cycle just continues. So we have to break that cycle. Now, for other people at risk, because children need to get their hepatitis A vaccine as well. Starting at 1 year old, they need to get their hepatitis series. Now, if you're a first responder and you haven't received your hepatitis A vaccine, then you should receive one if you have your doctor draw your blood and test your titer for your hepatitis A and also your B level. You might as well while you're drawing the blood. But if you're not immune, then you need to get your hepatitis series shot too. And those first responders include EMTs, EMS, fire, law enforcement. You have the clinical social workers. You also have your environmental and your sanitation workers, because remember, they're down there cleaning those areas. So they're having some contact with the homeless that are there with the hepatitis outbreak. Also, of course, the public health nurses. And with the LA County, they're asking for volunteer public health nurses to go down to the homeless encampments to give the hepatitis A vaccines. So that's part of the 40,000 vaccines that's been projected to be given to the homeless population. If you have even HMOs, they already know that there is a hepatitis A outbreak, so it shouldn't cost you anything to obtain your vaccine. Most county facilities, they give it to you. You can go to the public health facilities to obtain your vaccine. HMOs, a lot of times if you show them the letter, because they send us letters that we can show the HMOs that there is an outbreak and that the ones who are not protected needs to have hepatitis A vaccines, and they will give that to you free of charge, because most vaccination visits are done by nurses. And there's now, if you want to get further information, you can go to California Department of Public Health, and that address is www.cdp.california.gov programs/CIDs/DCDC pages/OVHP.ASPX. And then you can also go to the CDC, which is the Disease Control and Prevention. There's several different sites where if you need to have the information and you need to have information on hepatitis A outbreaks, you can go to those sites. If you just Google hepatitis A outbreaks, you get all kind of stuff that comes up, because there is an epidemic. This announcement was announced on September 18th, first by San Diego, and then LA County followed suit. But again, San Diego has the largest problem, because evidently they have a larger area where the homeless has encampments, and so they're all passing along to each other. They also have some homeless people who have moved to Santa Cruz. So up north they have also an outbreak. So this is everywhere. It's not just San Diego, it's not LA County, it's all the counties that are having these outbreaks on hepatitis. So we as providers have to remember to teach the basics that we learned years ago. Basic hand washing. And parents, make sure you guys teach your children to wash them. Wash their hands for 15 to 20 seconds. We should all be hands 15 to 20 seconds. You know, calling when I go into the bathroom that you got the bathroom and then wash the hands. I really thought it was a man thing, to be honest with you. That because men do that, they do that. It's more common with men. But when you see a woman doing it, it's just really appalling. And so I encourage all women, all men, all children, after you use the bathroom, to wash your hands. Wash it for at least 15 to 20 seconds. Parents, wash your children's hand with them. Teach them. You can sing the little Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder you are. By the time you sing that song or happy birthday, then they've watched it 20 seconds. You teach them that and have them, and you sing with them, then they will know how long to wash their hands, and they will also know how important it is to wash their hands. Now, we have to make sure that as healthcare providers, that we're doing everything we can to contain this outbreak. So these are some of the steps that has been given to us that we can help to control it. But you know, if I was a millionaire, I would build homeless shelters. I would build shelters where there's places for the homeless, high-rise, just like any other big expensive buildings, where they have access to multiple toilets and showers. Also, you have to remember there's a part of the homeless population that loves to sleep outside. So even if you give them an apartment and you want to sleep inside, they're not going to sleep inside because they're not comfortable inside. So the homeless camp that you do build, but structures, living structures, it has to include large areas where people can sleep outside. Because we're not going to fix the homeless problem if we don't address the homeless needs and the way they think. So that's just the way it is. So apartment, they will leave. So we need some that want to stay in apartments and they don't have access or money for the apartment. So I really think we need to build those buildings, which is plenty of areas downtown. At least they won't be on the streets. At least when you drive by, you won't see all these tents and shopping carts. Some homeless have little houses. So that's kind of neat that somebody admitted that. You won't have the clutter and the dirt as well because they're outside. So if you're outside and you're living outside, it's dirt. So that's what I would do. And I wish our rich population would build homeless structures that include areas for outside living as well as inside living. And get rid of the homeless sleeping outside. We are a rich country. There's no reason why anybody should be homeless. There's no reason why anybody should be hungry. So if you're contaminated, it's dirty, and you're going to eat it because you're trying to survive. So no one should have to build some shelters for the homeless. Not only will it clean up the areas where we live and where they live, make it all of us as well as them, because they're people too. So we really need to pay attention. I believe we're not doing that enough. So that's my dream. So as providers, when you see somebody homeless, some people don't like to help them, but when I see them, they ask me for something, I give it to them. I don't worry about it because I know I have stuff and they don't have stuff. So because you give things and you get your blessing. Once you give, you don't worry about where it's going. You have to do it. Another thing I think we need to do is open up more mental health facilities, and we need to open up more chemical dependency hospitals. Years ago, they shut down a lot of them. They shut down the mental health facilities. They shut down a lot of the chemical dependency hospitals and programs, which threw a lot of mental health patients out on the street. It threw a lot of chemical dependency clients out go to these long waiting lists, some of them are a year. So who's not going to go back to using? That's how addicts are. If you don't take care of them right away, then you're not going to be able to keep them from using the drugs. So the other wish, not only having the shelters, but also to reopen more drug clinics, open more mental health facilities so that we can take care of these homeless people. A lot of them are mentally ill. A lot of them are drug addicts. So if we deal with that bulk of that type of population, it'll help decrease the homeless. If we build the shelters, we can help put them in shelters, put them in a safe environment, and they won't have to be attacked on the street and killed. And a lot of times they are the targets of attacks and abuse. So if we could safe keep them, they could wash themselves like you and I do every day. We can wash, we can use soap, we can turn on the faucet, the toilet works. That would improve our population's health, and it'll decrease our hepatitis A outbreak. So for now, what you should do is start an advocacy towards doing, which, like I said, I will build a shelter. Now, the nutrition. They don't have the foods that they need to eat correctly, so they get sick easier. So this is another problem because they're not eating healthy foods. They're not getting the right nutrition. So this is another reason why they get sick and they're more prone to diseases. And they don't get the medical follow-up. So this is another thing that will help decrease the population of hepatitis. Okay, so I'll see you in a few minutes. We're going to take a break. Okay, I'll see you. I can't see you out there.
Are you ready to give me what I like? Get my body feeling crazy. I wanna rock with you tonight. Body's hot, the music's high. Everybody's hoping they can take someone home tonight. The music's got you wide open. Top and the music's dropping, holla yeah. Body's rocking, make me wanna holla yeah. Music's high, I can't lie. We rocking in the club tonight. Don't stop and the music's dropping, holla yeah. Body's rocking, make me wanna holla yeah. Music's high, I can't lie. We rocking in the club tonight. Stop and the music's dropping, holla yeah. Body's rocking, make me wanna holla yeah. Music's high, I can't lie. We rocking in the club tonight. Stop and the music's dropping, holla yeah. Body's rocking, make me wanna holla yeah. Music's high, I can't lie. We rocking in the club tonight.
Okay, hi you guys and welcome back. Okay, I promised you some easy motion exercises. So I'm going to give you exercises that down, sitting down, or standing. So one thing that I like to do, whether you're in the couch or the bed, you can do your sit-ups. If you're new at it, the closer you get to the back or your pillow, then the less effort you have to use. Because see, you don't have to come up as far. So it's up to you to decide where you want to start as long as you get started. Now, if you scoot down a little bit, when you get more advanced, you're going to have to come up a little further. But you're still protected. Your back is protected. So, and then when you get more advanced, then you can go down even further. And then you can come up. And then you can get your arms involved by moving your arms with you. Now make sure you're holding your ab in while you're doing your exercise. Okay? So no matter where you at or where you start, even if you're a little tired, don't want to work that hard, then just go a little higher. Okay? So that's things you can do while you're laying down watching Greenleaf, Power, Queen Sugar, How to Get Away with Murder. That's the best time to do the exercise because before you know it, you've done 30 minutes to an hour. Now, another thing you can do when you're down, okay, I'm going to move my mic around. This is in the back. Okay, so when you can do isometrics by holding in your tummy and letting it out. Hold it and letting it out. You can do that even while you're walking, sitting, wherever. It's good exercise. You can also raise your toes towards your head. It works your calf. See this? See how it does? It works it. Do that as well. Several of those. It's actually very good for swelling in your ankles as well, or swelling in your lower extremities, because it works like a pump to get the blood flowing so that it's not stationary down there and you get that swelling. Another thing you can do is you can just raise your knees up and down. Remember, everything you do, you want to make sure that you're holding your tummy in when you're doing it. You can do them together. That's more advanced, but you can do that. But hold your tummy in whenever you're doing the exercises. Another thing you can do is you can do what I call the V, where you open your legs and you can close them, open and close, like that. When you get more advanced, you can lift them a little bit. Remember, hold your tummy in while you're doing it and lift them up off the floor. If you can't do that, don't worry about it. But just get started. That's all that matters. By the time you go to 2 commercials, you already done 30 minutes. Okay? So now, another thing you can do to help your love handles on the side, put your knees together and rotate to the side. If you can't go all the way down, don't worry about it. Go where you can go. And then go from side to side. So it doesn't matter as long as you get going. So if you can only go here, then go here. Right? Then when you get a little bit more advanced, you can go a little further. It just depends on what your limitations are. Because I have back problems too. But you know what? I just keep moving. Because if you stop moving, then you won't be able to move. So sometimes it hurt a little bit. Just ask your doctor for whatever you recommend for the pain. But do your exercises because they're good for you. Okay? Now another thing that's good for your back is to bring your knee up and stretch it and hold it as far as you can do it. It stretches your back out. So that's another thing that's good for you. If you can't get it all the way, then get it where you can. And get it, all the way up if you can eventually. And you can just hold it there. It stretches your back out. You could do both of them. That really stretches your back out. So you just want to start moving. Now, another one of my favorites is laying on your back. And you know how you have that stubborn back on your bra? Okay, So I'm going to show it to you, and then I'm going to get up because of the mic. So you want to be on your back. Then you lay down, and you want to raise your legs up as high as you can bring them. As far as you can go. This exercise is great for your back thighs. You know, you have those moon craters in your thighs. I know I had them. I don't anymore. But this is for the back thigh. This is for the butt, and it helps your back. It was funny because when I lost a lot of the back fat, my husband said, "Oh, you got a dent again in your back," and he's like surfing up and down my back. So we know that's a good thing because that means I lost some weight. So you guys can do it too. Now, let's do a few that you can do sitting down. Now, one thing that I like to do, and see, you know, it works you out. You see I'm sweating now. So, I'm going to show you guys different routines that you can do, and then you want to rotate them. You don't want to do the same one every day. You want to rotate them. So, another thing you can do, I call these. So, you can go down like this. If you can't go all the way, then go as far as you can go. Then eventually, you can go further. And then if you want to do, for the love handles, eventually, I got them gone. Go to the side, this way. So you want to reach on this side, either side. You go up and down, and then you can have your arms going. They're moving up and down as well, right? So the more things you can get going at one time, the better it will be for you. So another thing you can do, you can add some weight. This is my fizz drink. Remember, this is one that gives you steady energy. But you can use these as weights. So you can go down and come up. So that makes it a little harder because it gives you more resistance, right? Because you got weights in your hand. So you don't have to buy weights if you don't have weights. Just get you some water bottles and move your arms up and down. So if you can't go to the side, go to the front. If you can't go all the way, that's fine. Just get going. Go as far as you go. And for a while, I couldn't go too far because my belly was in the way, right? So the abdomen holds a whole lot of fat can hide in here. So, and that's the most unhealthy part of the fat is around your stomach. So you want to get rid of that part. You don't want that there. That's unhealthy. 80% of your immunes is in your belly. So you want a healthy belly. So you want to get rid of that. Now, another thing you can do, I have a new best friend. It's a peddler. I mean, it don't have to be a certain kind. It don't matter. You don't have to spend a lot of money. I spent $40 or something like that with this and shipping and handling. So, you can adjust the it's up to you. And then you just paddle. Just sit back and paddle. You want to work your arms again, you know, you can always do your arms like this while you pedaling, while you watching Greenleaf, Queen Sugar, Power, How to Get Away with Murder. The Seals is my new one of my new favorite shows. Whatever the program is. So when people say they don't have the time to exercise, it's not true. You do. It only takes a few minutes, even if you break it up half in the morning and half at night. I do both. And sometimes I do more. So you just have to get going. So I'm not the type that likes to run around in the neighborhood. That's not me. And I wouldn't make time to do that. I would have all these excuses. So this way I can pull it out whenever I want to pull it out, and I can pedal, right? Now, another thing is that you can put your legs in this V shape again while you're sitting, and just open and close them. It's the same thing. it works this right here. And right here, I had so much meat right here. When I walked, my legs would rub. Now I don't even feel my legs because a lot of that meat is gone. So when you start exercising, make sure you weigh yourself first and then forget about it. You know, like the Italians say, forget about it, right? You can measure your thighs, your calves, your waist. You can measure your bust size. And then don't worry about it. Because you know why? You're going to develop muscle. Muscle weighs more than fat, which you want the muscle to be there because that's what burns the fat. So you don't want to keep jumping on the scale. You're going to see the inches lost, though. You'll lose a lot of inches. And it was so funny one day when I looked down at my legs and I thought I kept rubbing them and rubbing them. I'm like, what is that? It's this green stuff on my leg, right? And it was my veins. I haven't seen my veins in so many years because I had so much weight. When you get to the point where you get dimples and different things in your arms again, you're like, whoa, okay. And you'll see things fit better. By the end of the day, you're not like, you know, rushing to get out of your clothes because everything is tight and uncomfortable. I just started back wearing belts. I wasn't able to wear belts before. So now, you do this every day and you'll see the difference and you'll feel better. There's some leg lifts you can do, you know, just raise them up. But always remember, keep your ab in whenever, just hold it in. Those isometric ones I was telling you about. Just hold it in while you're doing your exercises. And that helps to improve your core and that helps to keep it engaged. So these are things you can do. And you can do your toe lifts. I call them toe marches. Or you can do your toes together and lift them. It's for your calves and your thigh. So you can do those and you can start marching. You can do that, right? These are simple things you can do. And when you get advanced, you can lift both your legs together. And make sure you hold your ab in. But this is when you get a little bit more advanced. And trust me, you're going to feel it because you're not used to doing these exercises. And because of all my operations of my shoulders and my knees, I had to come up with ways that was easy on me to keep the weight off. And these worked for me. Okay? Now, another thing you can do when you're standing, these are great for your calves. You just put your feet together or you can put them apart, it don't matter. And just lift up. Just lift up and down. It engages your calf. It makes your core hold you because you have to maintain your balance. So again, you want to hold your stomach in whatever exercise you're doing. I usually do these while I'm brushing my teeth, you know, or you can alternate if you get bored. You can alternate them. Or you can run in place. With your legs. You can go higher if you want to go higher. It's up to you, but you just have to get them moving. And then again, you can add your water bottles. So then you're going with your water bottles. So that's a good thing because now you're working your arms and you're working your legs. You do your repetitions, and I usually do it until I feel a little bit of an ache. Then I do a few more. That means you're doing good because you got to feel it, right? And the more you do, the better you're going to feel. So just like when you come home, say, I'm tired, I'm not going to do anything. Now you need this one. Because once you exercise, you will feel better. I guarantee you will. Now, another thing you can do is also good for your back is to bend down and touch the floor. And you can bend and go to the side. You can go to the front, side. These are very good for your abs. So these are ones you can do as well. Okay? Now, when you have a steady chair, you can do what I call the sitting squats, right? But you have to make sure you have something secure, like your bed, something like that. Something that's not going to move, okay? So all you're going to do, even if you're at work, you're going to sit chair, you're going to get up. But make sure you sticking your butt really out because it takes the pressure off your knees. So you want to squat down and get up. Okay? If this is too low, you get something that's a little higher. But as long as you do those, then you have something you can deal with. And then in the end, you want to sit down a little bit. So you just want to get to the floor right here and just hold it. Hold it for like 30 seconds. It helps straighten, stretch your back out. It helps to straighten and stretch the back of your leg. So it just feels really good. So just hold it. And then, if you want, you can get my new best friend right here, my paddler. You can also take the paddler, put it up on the table, and work it with your arms. So you can do that as well. So, just so you guys know, everybody can move. You can move, everybody can get healthier. You just have to get going. And once you exercise, you're able to sleep. Now, don't forget about the hepatitis A. If you haven't received hepatitis A and you're not sure if you're immune or not, have your doctor draw the blood so they can test you and get your hepatitis vaccine if you're working with the homeless or any of the drug addicted clients that you may see. Go to any clinic, any hospital, any HMO, you can look it up if you don't know, call 211 and they'll tell you where you can go for your vaccine. So let's all of us just stay healthy, keep healthy, eat healthy, and I'll see you the next time. Remember that if you need to reach me, you can reach me at Marquita.com. And there I'm with the Auburn products. I have Keita's Egg Toast. I have gumbo if you request it, but you got to request it, or you can call me, 310-549-1113, and place your order. Far as the producer, if you need to have songs produced, or you need music to write lyrics to, producer.com's website. He can help you with that. Also, if you need web design or web management, you can go to nextlevel.productions. Okay, I'll see you in about a couple of weeks for the next time. All right. Bye-bye. Be healthy.